Hi guys, welcome back to another progress vlog. So I'm finally making this gaming character from Genshin Impact. I believe it's called Xiao. And this is his base right here. So I don't know anything about this game, just FYI in case some of the details are missing, if there's anything important. He has a lot going on, so I tried my best to simplify the base as much as I could. So starting off with the bottom right here, the base of his shoes, I used 09 brown with this one, and then I switched it up to black for his, I think it was like boots that he's wearing. He has this blue pants, which I use the yarn royal. Then his shirt is mostly white, and then there's like some black details right here along the neck area, so I switched it up to do that. And then the head is skin color, which I use Magnolia Way. So these are his eyes. I've never actually done eyes like this, but I noticed he had like some, I guess it's called eyeshadow going on or something. So I decided to give him gold color iris, followed by the black cornered eye, and then I took my fire red yarn and I did the exact same thing over the corner of his eye for both of the eyes. And then on the bottom part of this leg right here, there's this like little purpley detail thing, which I used my yarn needle and I just kind of like sewed it in to the best of my ability. You know, there's no actual instructions for any of these sewing details that I do, so you're just gonna have to like look at the reference and just kind of eyeball it when you're sewing it together. There's no way I can actually write it down. But yeah, this is the base of the body so far, and that is what that looks like. Hi guys, welcome back to another super quick update. I'm doing this because I feel like the details are a little bit overwhelming, so we're back with this before I even actually finish off the body. And I want to talk about the little bits of the details. So what I did so far was, first off, I added on the arms. This arm right here, I think he's wearing like black gloves with this white layer that's on top of his arm. It's supposed to be this really long wavy sleeve, so I decided to make this part white and then finish off this part with black. Maybe I could have done this part right here black as well because it seems to go a little bit further, but kind of late for that, so we're just gonna leave it as is right here. So there's this little white gap that's supposed to be black. And for the other arm, he's also wearing something, other gloves as well. It's a different color. I started off with this color, which is peacock, and then I switched to black. I did some invisible single crochet this time. That's why there's this little peacock strip right here, and it switches to all skin. And then after that, I took this mentha color, which is like a light green color, and I sewed it onto the arm. There's no particular order with the sewing part, so I just kind of like freehanded it. As long as it looks like he has on this, you know, green detail tattoo looking thing on his arm, it looks pretty good to me. Of course, I also gave him this hair cap, 4 inner rounds and 4 outer rounds. This hair cap is teal. And so for the body, so far, I added on this belt right here, this super long belt that like wraps all the way around in one color. I'm using Orchid, and then I gave him 2 belt loops right here, which I use the same color as the pants. It's royal. And then this top part right here, I glued this down. I'm just gonna call this belt number 2. And then there's also like when you switch around, there's this one right here, which is the color grape, and then the back side is also the same thing. They're repeated, so you have like one on the back right here, on the front, and then these 2 on the sides. They're the same amount of chains, just 2 different colors, which I guess I'm just gonna call them belt number 2. And then belt number 1 is right here, which is the first layer on around 14, and these little things are above it just because he has this little details that kind of like sticks up right before the shirt starts, you know, that little detail. So yeah, I added that on. And then after that, with the legs, I went back and I sewed on this grape color right here around this leg, wrapped 2 yarn loops around here. I sewed it on basically, and the details, as you can see right here, it's also sewed on. This is like the mentha color, which is the light green color. Went back in gold and tried to create the little details, the look. There's no actual instructions to this. It's literally all freehanded, so yeah, I try my best with that. And I try to do the exact same thing on the other side for the other leg as well. And there it is for the details so far. I'm gonna go back and finish up the little flaps. He has like little flaps on his pants right here. So here's one of the flaps that I made already. This one's supposed to go on his arm for the arm sleeve, I think. It's supposed to be on the back, something like this. Or was it like this? It's gonna be glued down on this arm. So I decided that for the flaps, here is the one for the front. This is the front flap. It's gonna be glued on like this, so it's gonna cover up the front part. And then there's gonna be like a couple more flaps on the back side. Okay, so I'm back with another quick update just to explain these little flaps that I'm making, and I just wanted to create a name for them, that way I can refer back to my notes and know which flaps are which. And all these layers kind of need a name so that way we know what we're talking about here. This one is called the front flap, which is pretty much going over his crotch area on the front side, which will be glued down pretty much right here, just like that. So that's that one. This next one is the arm flap, which I created using the peacock color, and then I sewed on these little details in turquoise and honey color. There's also this mentha color, the light green color, to represent this little circle thing that's dangling right on the corner of the flap. And this one is going to be turned this way. It's going to be glued on the back of this arm just like that. The next two flaps are the butt flaps. I used this dark purple grape color, and then I did the details using orchid. So here is the back side right here. This is how they're going to be placed on, just like this, on top of the butt, hence the name. And here is this last one right here, which I'm calling the neck flap, just because it's going on the back side right behind his neck, and it's going to dangle down on this side. So yeah, there's like a lot of things going on. Also, the colors for this is periwinkle, with the details being turquoise. I don't think I've done dolls with this many layers before. It's definitely a lot of sewing on. Majority of the details are pretty much sewn on, so I'm pretty sure my notes aren't going to be as helpful. If you wanted to know how to make these specific shape, then you can refer to my notes for that. And aside from that, I did give him this little line right here, which I kind of created, kind of like a cross or like a little plus sign on his forehead, because he does have this little slit which is like purple, and I used grape yarn for that. I'm not sure what that is, but yeah, that's there. And I'll be right back once I glue it all on. And I'm back with another actual update for the body. So this is all I plan on doing for him. I'm not going to give him any more details for the outfit because it's like honestly way too much. I know he has like a necklace going on here. Those little intricate details I feel like aren't really necessary. I hope it's not important. Yeah, I did my best. All the little details as much as I could, especially the flaps. Starting off with the front side again. This is the little front flap. I was kind of tempted to call it a crotch flap, but that sounds kind of weird. So this is the front flap, and I added this little gold yarn on top of it because there is this little piece is dangling off right there, so I don't know what that is. I also added on last minute this little brown straps right here along his leg. It's supposed to be on his leg area, but you know, this looks like it's on his hip. The doll's tiny, so I glue this on. This is 09 brown for the yarn, and again, front side, about the same otherwise. The back side, I did sew on this little gold yarn right here to represent this little detail because I think his skin is a little bit exposed, although that part is really not necessary because this part covers it up. So yeah, the butt flaps, the arm flap, and there you go. Backside looks way more detailed, I think, than the front side just because of all these little flaps. And yeah, that is pretty much the overall for the backside. I am finally going to get started on his hair. I'm so excited about this. I also think his mask is really cool too. I believe he wears this little black demon mask, but I'm not gonna create that because it's a little bit too intricate with the details, so. And get on with his hair. Going back to the second to last update for the hair. Starting off with these two front little strands right here. These are 8 chains, which I'm using the color teal. And then along with that, on this side, I'm using a 12 chain. And here is an 8 chain in teal. I'm also using turquoise since he has like a bit of a dual hair color. That's turquoise. And then this bottom one right here is a 12 chain as well. For this side, this is also another 12 chain. Here's a 8 chain in turquoise, an 8 chain in teal, another 8 chain in turquoise, and then I have this one right here, a 12 chain in turquoise, and another 12 chain in teal, which I'm placing on the very last ring right here, just so it can go like all the way down. Here is pretty much the rest of the head, which I need to fill up. Gonna be making some strands that like poke out, so that's kind of the goal. I'll be right back. Hi guys, welcome back to the final update. I'm finally done with the hair. So as I said, I added on a lot of these little hair strands that are poking out on the side right here. I think I like how it looks so far. I managed to add like all these little 8 chains that are poking out on the side, and then the back side, they're more flat, so that way the doll could like lie down without bending all of the hair strands. And that's exactly what I did. Along the bottom part, I added some 8 chains on the bottom row, just kind of like this. It's really short, and then I just put them all together, layer them in little rows, neat rows, just like that. Here is the other side of the profile. Got one strand sticking up here, another one right here, here, and here. And he just has this one middle strand that's supposed to be like leaning over on this side, which is also an 8 chain. And yeah, that is about it for the hair. I guess I like how the back side turned out. Looks pretty good. I think I simplified this doll enough. So I chose this character because I thought his looks were cool looking. I like the colors of the hair. And I think the hair color is supposed to be slightly darker for this main part right here, but I don't have like a darker blue yarn. So this is my darkest blue and probably the closest to the hair color that I could get. So yeah, we got like 2 colors going on here. I really like how it looked. So there we have it. Finally, another gaming character. I think the last one I did was River City Girls, which was like ages ago. This one was quite the challenge, but it was fun. I managed to do it. So what do you guys think of this doll? If you want to know how to make your own anime style hair, links to my Nikki hair tutorial pattern in the description box below, along with my other base body patterns. And thank you guys so much if you donate to me on Ko-fi, as it really helps funds my supplies. And I will be back with another video soon. Bye!